going on, people? Welcome back to another JSTV. Back again tonight. It's something different. We're going to do the Newcastle United Champions League draw reaction, and I've got two guys going to help us along the way. I've got Paul, and I also got Ian. Big up to you guys.
All right, mate.
All right, John.
And do lads, you good?
Still laughing.
Good as gold, mate.
Fantastic. Guys, if you like the video, like what you watch, then make sure you hit that like button as well. Please make sure you hit the subscribe button as well. And also, if you like to super chat is open as well. Just give the channel what it is worth. And also, if you like to become a member, it's just 99p. There's the link. It's on top of the chat as well. There's the links for you as well. If you'd like to become a member, that's what you need to do. And if you do become a member for just 99p, they'll be entered into e-voucher draw. So you can spend 50 quid on what you want at Newcastle United Club Shop. So hi to Ches. Please remember to keep comments respectfully. No all caps duplicates. Super chats are available if you should donate, and remember just 99p. Hi to Leslie. I think you all agree Darren Eales is legendary and legendary, and I think that guy, I spoke to on BBC Newcastle, this guy is absolutely fantastic and knows his football. And yes, let's see, like I explained, just chance from £50 e-voucher for Newcastle store online, and it takes place 7 p.m. on the night of our first Champions League game. If at home, then it have to be a day before that. And Paul, thank you so much for coming a member again. He's been a member for 19 months. Thank you so much indeed, Paul. And your name will be into the hat as well. And of course, let's say hi to you as well, guys. Hi to Jolly. Hi to Jez again. And yeah, so okay, right. The Champions League draw's been made today, and I tell you something, it was an absolute horror show. I can't lie, but we're going to enjoy it. We're going to example it. We have got PSG, and we've got Borussia Dortmund, and we have got AC Milan, and that is called the Group of Death. And I tell you what, people on social media are loving a draw. For me, I like it. But at the same time, I don't know if we're going to get out of it, to be fair. However, we're going to enjoy the ride. Paul, give us a little breakdown on your thoughts on the draw today, mate. And I know you got pulling this year. Take it
away. One thing for definite is they were really ripping it into Joe Cole for not pronouncing some of the names properly. He looked like a deer in headlights, Joe Cole. He was like really nervous. I don't know why they do that to some players. It's really strange, but never mind. It's so awkward, and I don't know why they make it go on forever as well. Just get to the draw. It's so weird how they're like, here's pot one and every team in it, and this is just get to get to the draw. Everyone's watching it for the draw. No one cares about anything else. But yeah, no, they were starting to obviously get all the stuff out, and then Man City get their obligatory, fairly easy, straightforward group. Pretty much. Man United have got a tough couple of games there. Arsenal have got a decent group as well. It's a tough game, but they're all right. And then we had like four different pots we could have or three. We could potentially, when we were being drawn, I think we could have gone into like 3 or 4. And everyone, my Twitter was going mad, going, watch us get that one, and it's the one we got. So it's a really tough one. And then what I love about our fans, the more positive ones, is they're then like, well, they PSG aren't what they used to be. They've lost a lot of players. That's all right. Dortmund had a bit of a bad season last season, didn't get the league, so that'll be all right. And AC Milan, they've lost their best player in Tonali, so we'll be all right. We'll probably top the group.
Not the group. Wow. What can I say? Top the group, that'd be fantastic. I mean, look, if we beat those teams at home, we've got a good chance as well. Hi to Jolly again. I personally love the group we are in. I look at that group, I'm thinking, wow. Big up to my guy, Mr. Arsenal Podcast. I hope you're great. And Ryan, I hope you're good, my guy. And on the face of it, Manchester City has an easy group, but of all this time, we don't want to be playing Leipzig, Red Star, not Young Boys. I tell you what, that'll be an easier group as well. If he's give us that group, I would have took it all the time. You know what I mean? Leipzig, they just what they do. They just keep some of the best players, but also find young, fantastic talent, and that's the way they're doing the business. Red Star Belgrade, tricky atmosphere is fantastic, and young boys as well. You know that they do okay in Swiss League. Big up to Kieran, by the way. Hi, Kieran. I hope you're okay. And I don't care as much about where we finish in our group as much, but I do about enjoying playing the best in Europe. It's an experience. Cheers. It'd be nice finishing the top 2, mate. And if you get third, that takes a Europa League sort of thing. So got to be at 2 and win it. And I hope you're okay, mate. Big on the big boys. Thank you, Ryan, for being a member of my being a member of my channel as well. Thank you so much indeed, mate. And happy with the draw. As Leslie's asking hi to Alan, hi to Jessica again. Umar, hi to you, mate. Oh, I'm great and hope you're well too, my guy. And yeah, I'm definitely winnable group for us. Yeah, you got a good group as well there, Ryan. You got PSV, Sofia, and I can't remember. You've got I think you got another one as well, but I think you get through anyway. To be fair, big up to Ryan, by the way. I hope you agree. It bumped into in the airport a few weeks ago. I'm a massive fan. Thank you, Ryan. Hope to see you by the FL Tower, big man. I hope so. If I get a ticket, my guy, then I will be there. I will be there. No question about that, Ryan. And if I get to, I'll let you know. And big up to for the game. What experience for our team to believe in we can get out of the group. I hope that's the case. But I'll tell you my breakdown in a bit. Champions League, we have a great group. We fear no one bring it on. That's from Alan. I like it. Quick question for you guys. Have you ever seen the AC Milan? I don't think I've looked. Oh, I haven't. And Joe Lescott said he thought Newcastle would win our group. I don't know what Joe Lescott was drinking. I don't know, but I tell you,
he's been heading too many balls. That's the problem.
Exactly. Too many brummy ciders, so that's all I can see as well. Lawrence in the 4th club as well. Lawrence, have they got Fofana still? Sefa Fofana, I think it's moved to Saudi. If they have, then I think I'll score a good chance. But still, Ian, enough of me chatting now. Give us a little breakdown on today's group: Paris, PSG, Borussia Dortmund, and Milan.
Buzzing. Yeah, if we're not going to get the easiest group, I'd rather get the hardest group. We're going to have fun welcoming them to the tune, and Mbappe's coming to St James Park. That'll be interesting. Yeah, really buzzing with it. Actually, yeah. I think it is the hardest group. I think it's pretty simple to say that it isn't. It's not going to be a walk in the park, but none of them teams will be happy getting us. You know, the teams outside of the group will be happy they've dodged us. I think we'll give anyone a game. Well, we know we can give anyone a game at home. If we can, get 2 or 3 wins at home. Like, the good thing about the group is it's such an hard group. Any team could beat any other team. Yeah. So it could be the case that no one team runs away with it, and it comes down to how good defensively you are. It could come down to goal difference or whatever. I've not actually looked at the rules, and they change them so often, but I presume it'll just down to the standard rules of goal difference and such. And I'm buzzing for it. Get killing them back soon, and I look forward to hopefully maybe getting to Dortmund or Paris. We've got me and Emily have got friends who live just outside of Paris, so that's an option. Which I've already mentioned to her. So yeah, we'll see what happens. But I'd love to go to Dortmund. Like, if I could get a ticket for Dortmund, I'd be buzzing for that. I'm not too bothered about going to Milan, to be honest. But just because I think it might be a bit of trouble out there. Like, I wouldn't be overly comfortable like taking Tommy if he could go out there. Like, you know what I mean? Yeah. No, we'll see what happens. But I'm really looking forward to it. I think the sooner it starts, the better. When hopefully we can get back on winning ways after a couple of disappointing results,
Absolutely. I mean, look, if you're going to play these sort of teams, then you got to play them right away, because there are no easy games at all whatsoever. Man U, Arsenal probably say the same thing. Napoli, Real Madrid probably say the same thing as well. They're both drawn to each other as well. But yeah, it's going to be very exciting as well. So yeah, bring it on. Big up to Aaron, big Man City fan. Hi to you, mate. Looking forward to watching you playing in the group of death. Good luck with that. I think you need all luck in the world. Glad we've got Leipzig again. Nice trips away from you. I've got a question for you. Why do you get the easiest draw? Let me know, man. But bless him. Listen. Good luck in your group as well. Honestly, man. If Newcastle win your group, I'll put a score on Newcastle to win the whole thing.
So would I.
Yeah. I tell you what, though. Playing at Wembley as well, I tell you what, there'll be more Newcastles as well. They're going to be demanding for tickets. They won't be able to cope UEFA. But given us 16,000 as well, should we get there? Ain't enough. It's just not enough at all. Big up to Jonathan, by the way. It's called a group of death for Newcastle in the Champions League. Jonathan, you are so right. And millions would totally agree. The thing is, the team in our group have no experience playing up either.
Yeah, I think this is something that we need to take into consideration. It's the first time for years and years that we've been in the Champions League. We have got a group of fairly inexperienced players in comparison to other teams, but we've got a group of young, fearless players. I know we maybe bottled it a little bit against Liverpool, which, with that, like I said, I've said on a few forums that we lost that due to a lack of experience. Well, losing a game like that gives you experience, and I think we've got the moral fibre, if you want to put it that way, within the squad to come back from that and learn from it. So fingers crossed. I thought we played well in the last 2 games that we've lost. Just like I say, lack of experience in both games really let us down, in a lack of clinical end product. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it. And worst case scenario, we might go out 4th, or we might go out 3rd, and like you say, we can drop into the next competition. So we'll see what happens. But one way or another, all the team and the squad, even that travel to these places, are all going to experience something that a lot of them haven't done previously. So it's all a massive bonus. So yeah, buzzing for it.
Yeah, absolutely. We all are. You know what? It'd be amazing. And who do play first? And are we at home? Justin, Jonathan, we don't know when that fixtures come out, Paul. We don't know when they're going to start. You know what I mean? I'm checking on that as well. But if anyone in the chat knows when the first date is going to be, what I do know, I think 17th and 18th of September, the first game. So it's not very long to go whatsoever.
They reckon by Saturday the computer will figure it out, or something like that, they said.
Yeah.
The computer will figure out how to stitch us up again.
Yeah. They probably said it's PSG first as well. I wouldn't be surprised, but who cares? We'll probably find out as well in the next few days, Jonathan. I don't think anyone knows yet. The schedule isn't up yet, as far as I know. And the holder cards could shock a lot of people. Exactly. As Queen the group says, well, champions, my friend, come on the tune. Just chatting to Les. We pay for them. You should be starting doing it next season. Seems to work. That's an Aaron. Liverpool. Jordy, hi, do you big up? We're in the Champions League after 20 years, now into the group of death. That's what happens. Fixtures out Saturday morning at the latest, but if it's true, previous years, it could be Wednesday the 20th away to PSG. That will be one hell of a game, and it'll be an experience. Got to be the best teams to win anything anyway. If you told me this time last year, I could see us play against this lot, I tell you, I'm off. That's a rumble red. And it's going to be class watching United go up against elite clubs like PSG, AC Milan, and Dortmund. Jordy, hi to you. Long time no see. And I've got one here from, I heard the fixtures will be announced on Saturday morning at the latest to possibly beat Umar. That's from Jordy. And Umar, what's our deadline? Tomorrow, as far as I know, Umar, we're not getting anyone, mate, at this moment in time. I know Henrik could be on the square. Hayden could be on the square. Those are the 2 names to watch out for, and the 2 names to watch as well. So, Paul, let's start with the first of PSG, managed by Luis Enrique, right? They brought some great players in the summer. No more Messi, off to Inter Miami. No more Neymar, he's off to the Saudi. But they brought in some good players. By the way, Kevin Mbappe stayed, by the way. Gonzalo Ramos from Benfica. And he's rated 70 to 80 million quid on the season on loan. Marco Asensio, Spanish international as well. They also got Milan Skriniar as well from Inter Milan on a free transfer as well. And you know what? If you look at those players, right, and Hakimi, the best right back in European football for me, I tell you what, let's be real, they still got some great players. Manuel Ugarte as well, Uruguayan too.
Yeah, PSG is such a strange team, aren't they? The problem they've always had for a long time is that they seem to have always been this team of like individual players. Neymar got a lot of stick for it, hence why he obviously left him leaving, because he got a lot of stick that he was in it for himself and his own ego. Even Messi, when he was there, got a bit of stick from the fans there. So it's one of these weird clubs where, they don't, obviously they're always in the Champions League, but they're not normally someone that's in it in the later stages. And if they are, they get dumped out in the quarterfinals normally. And they're not normally a great team in the group stages. They're normally like they have a few wins here and there, but they don't always like run away with the group. But on the same term, they still have world-class players who can hurt you in seconds, especially people like Mbappe. And I mean, we were after Ramos, weren't we? I think we were quite close to getting him, and then that kind of fell through and we ended up getting Isak. So, win-win for us, really. So it's a funny one, isn't it? Where they just seem to be this weird club. Like under Pochettino, they just never, it seemed like they're just under this weird spell where they just can't seem to do much in the Champions League. They just seem to have this weird curse that they just implode. When they were quite comfortable against Man United that one season, I remember that the second leg just blew up in their face, and then they're out when they were they were cruising against Man United. They had some really shocking things. I think, was it them that were up 4-0 against Barcelona, and then Barcelona beat them like 5-4? They're a strange team at times. They just don't ever seem to be like, always on the same page. So again, it's one of those where, PSG can have a lovely season all they want, but when they play us, they can have all the horrible stuff happen, hopefully. We can get a result.
Yeah, absolutely, man. I mean, look, they're not the best of starts in the league, drawn 2-1-1. And not the best of starts for them. PSG, the 8th in their league at this moment in time. And look, at the end of the day, Luis Enrique is the new head coach there as well. He's just joined them, and he's got to get to know the players as well. It's going to take him time, right, to bed in, but they still got some fantastic players, Ian.
Yeah, they've got quality players. I was just having a look through at who they've got, and the obvious Dembele, obviously, as well as Mbappe. They've got the kid who we were after, Ugarte, who we were strongly linked with. They've got quality throughout the team, but I think that's the word that we need to remember is a team. When you look at the results that they've had in the league up to now, 1-1, drawn 2, they're 8th in La Liga. Ligue 1. They're not exactly pulling up any trees, are they? So, like you said, they've got to gel together as a team under a new manager. I think they've got the quality to hurt anyone, but collectively, are they going to come to St James Park and beat us? I don't know. I think if you look across, taking aside the last couple of results, we play really well against better teams, and certainly at home. We defensively we're very, very strong. So I think I'll give us a puncher's chance at home. If we can get a result, I think at home, then you never know what's going to happen away. So yeah, they're obviously full of quality, but might even spur us on to bring in another player in or two. And there's 24 hours left, isn't there?
Yeah.
You never know, do you? If there's a couple of players go out, we might be able to just whip a few in. Obviously the Adidas money as well. People are not. I think people are saying, we have no money left to spend, but the Adidas money is going to kick in very soon. From what the reports are, that money can be taken into consideration. And if we had a few players potentially lined up, that might just be the kick up the bum to the powers that be to think, we'll pull the trigger on a few of these and get a few more players in. So who knows? anyway, wouldn't we?
Absolutely. And you know what? This is just the beginning, mate. It's just the beginning. And we'll get some more players coming in as well. Leslie's made a great point as well. We're expecting a big announcement from Adidas. I'm praying it will include a player. Kylian Mbappe would be very nice, Leslie.
Yeah.
PSG for me is the hardest match in the group. However, it's a match that our fan base will be up for, and St James Park will be absolutely bouncing. Who knows what will happen? Tino hat-trick, Barca springs to mind. Could it be Isak's turn to score a hat-trick? You never know. You never know. Foxy, a bit of a Foxy, by the way. Look at this one. It's actually PSG are actually a team now instead of good individuals. Started really poorly, but Mbappe's back playing. 1 more year left on his contract from this guy. If he went to Madrid, it would have been much easier, and I think PSG would not have been a stronger team. PSG have some of the best front lines in the world: Mbappe, Gonzalo, Ramos, and Dembele. When's Botman back? I mean, apparently, you've got to find out Eddie tomorrow. I mean, that ankle injury is not as bad as his fault. There's even talk that he could be playing on Saturday. But we'll just see. I think Ramos is a big loss in the defence, but Krios and Sunia can be got at, but they have the best right back in world football. And Mendes is an elite at left back. That's Ryan. Ryan, long time no here, mate. I hope you're good. And Canada looks after you too. Villa are 3 goals up, I believe.
Just call the game off. Just call it off, man. You know?
I
mean, it's just embarrassing for them now.
Exactly. It's embarrassing, isn't it? It's embarrassing. Over recent, if Celtic's playing, Celtic give Villa a game as well. I'm telling you. Over recent years, we have made St James Park a difficult ground for the best teams in the world. City to come and get anything. So I honestly don't fear PSG. I tell you what, they're in for a big shock as well. And some of these teams, Milan, PSG, and Dortmund, we're going to talk about in a second. We are in the best group, all watchable and to watch. We the last as a Colton. Hi to you. I was going to say Colton Palm for a minute there. I think it could shock a lot of people, including ourselves. We can definitely get out of the group if we play out our best. Home games is going to tell us where we're going to go, Paul. Home time's going to tell us where we're going to go. I'd rather go in the Champions League as a massive underdog with no weight on our shoulder and shock the world. As in Geordie. Thank you, Geordie. Thank you very much indeed for that. And so would you say PSG favourites for the group?
Ooh, that's a tough one, that. Probably. But again, would it shock anyone if Dortmund topped it? Probably not. AC Milan, they did well last time, so they shocked a few. They shocked a few teams. Last year in the Champions League, how far they got. A lot of people were quite surprised at how well they played. And again, like I'm not saying it's going to happen, but again, like we're saying, like they're going to have tough games against each other, and it could be one of those where, in a weird universe, we end up topping the group because we get a decent result somewhere, and we've had a draw happen somewhere else, and you just don't know, do you? I guess, but
yeah,
it's just one of those, isn't it? That's dreamland, that though. That's dreamland.
Exactly, dreamland. Bless.
We know more about these teams than they know about us as well.
I'm sure they will.
Yeah,
I'm sure they will. But I will know us about Tonali as well. So
yeah,
I think I'm going to talk about it later on as well. Hi, mate. Hope you are, Brad. Thanks for your birthday message yesterday, mate. Chuff for that draw to play 3 European giants will be 6 massive games, but I think we could string a shock and win a few. I think you win 1 or 2 games as well. It can go to the wire. I really do believe that as well. There's no favoritisms in my opinion, and Paul kind of agree. Milan favourites for me. They look the best out of everyone so far this season. We're going to talk about them in a bit. Leao and Pulisic impressed from the wings. PSG are finally in one of these groups. Their group have been 2 horse races forever. Exactly, it's a test. Jury's agent, however, scores big goals. Always he does. 37 years of age, 6'4", and I tell you something now, right? He is still better than ever. We still have Europa if you don't qualify, so win. So win-win chicken dinner, and I like it. All flags are asking for donations. Champions League display. Money well spent. If anyone has something spare, Leslie, I'm up for that as well. And looks JSTV is working. Aston Jules, hi to Jules. Wall flags versus yellow wall. I tell you what,
man,
amazing. Wow. Big up. Let's go on to Borussia Dortmund. They won one, drawn one, and they have got some good players there as well. I mean, Erling Haaland used to play for them, but obviously he's moved on. They still got some good players there. Felix Dementia, being linked to reverse from Wolfsburg, decided to go to the Bundesliga. He looks a real talent, 6'2" him. Matt Hummels still plays at the back. Sebastian Haller plays up top as well. And the one I like is Julian Brandt. I tell you what, this guy is a baller. Yeah. He's an absolute baller, Paul. I tell you what, you look at the team there, Paul, right, at Dortmund, they still got some cracking players. Yeah, do not write them off for the group stage, man.
No. I mean, again, like it's a great team. Yeah, they've lost, potentially their best player in Bellingham.
Yes.
But again, like they still haven't got, anything shortly after that. Again, a very good team. Obviously, it's a different season, but when Chelsea are playing probably some of their poorest football, they did beat Dortmund. I'm not saying that obviously you get a different team in different circumstances, but Chelsea weren't at their best, and they still ended up doing something against them. So again, there's ways to win these games against teams who are good. We know what they're all about. They have that similar Klopp sort of football that they still kind of run with, don't they? The kind of rock and roll football where they just want to, play very fast and attack and do the press that Klopp likes. They've kind of kept that philosophy since he left. But we're good at that too. Teams struggle with that with us. And again, Dortmund have a high line. They're a bit like Villa when I've watched them. Villa played that high line, and they got punished for it. So again, it's something where that's something that I'm sure that Eddie would be saying, like, if we play a similar-ish game against Dortmund that we did Villa, there are chances there, for us to get in behind them because, they do like to go forward so much, and that's what, Villa paid the price for that, and hopefully, again, Dreamland, we're winning, and then. But that would be brilliant. That if All Flags sort out something at the Dortmund Stadium like that, because their displays are ridiculous. Some of them, I love that yellow wall stuff. It's just unbelievable. Sometimes they've got some of the best displays in the world. So that'd be a nice little test to see who has the better display, I guess.
Yeah. Absolutely. It's all about the vibes. You know what I mean? And then we get more flags, get that sorted out, man. That'll be electric. But Dortmund is the match I'm looking for. Those two proper fan beer scores head to head. I tell you what, I can't call it out really. The more I look at the tie, I cannot call it out. I really can. And I feel so for PSG, Milan, and Borussia Dortmund. Ian, Bundesliga, Dortmund.
I think we beat Dortmund. I actually think over the two legs we will come out on top over Dortmund. I know I might be deluded, but I've looked player for player, and honestly, I actually think that they're quite a good match for us. I think we've got a better centre midfield, and I think that's where it'll be won. If we're at our best, I honestly think we'll turn them over. I don't think they've been great. For me, they've lost probably, a few of the best players over the last few seasons. We've got some good young lads coming through, like the Mukoku or whatever he's called. He looks quality.
Mukoku is class, isn't he?
Maybe we could sign him tomorrow. I know he's just signing you. Don't mind him, but no, honestly, that's the one that I think Dortmund may struggle in the group more than us, but again we'll see. It's such a tight group. People are writing us off, but I'm not writing us off at all. I think that all the teams in the group can get got at, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
they've got good players, yeah, but I think when you think of PSG, you think of individuals. When I think of Dortmund, I think they are more of a collective, but I don't think that they're that great defensively. They've got two good centre backs, I know that, but yeah, I think we can get at them, and I think defensively we are better. If Botman's playing, that's key for all the games. We need Botman back, definitely. But yeah, I actually think we'll do better than people think against them.
Yeah, I've got to agree with you, Ian. Absolutely spot on. I mean, like I said, I think we could beat Dortmund at home because they're not as strong that they are away. At home, they're fantastic. I have to agree with Foxy there.
I think we're beating all at home.
We could. Let's hope that's the case. I mean, the thing is, though, Milan played Tottenham away. I mean, Spurs tried everything. They couldn't beat Milan. We're going to come to Milan in a bit. But what I'll do first of all as well, I'm just going to do the adverts as well. And just to let you know, guys, that JSTV is pleased to welcome the first partner, Toffs, the #1 destination for classic football shirts that recreates famous vintage Newcastle United shirts designs. In addition to the massive range of retro replica shirts, Toffs brings you NUFC-inspired bucket hats featuring Bruno, Joe Linton, Tonali, and more. Their products are manufactured at the Gateshead-based Team Valley, made by the fans for the fans. Check them out at toffs.com. An exclusive John Sinclair discount code gets you 15% of all orders. Simply quote JSTV15. If you see what I mean, and you can get orders, gears there as well. We've also partnered by the Magpie Store. Big up to you guys. These guys are passionate about supporting Newcastle and providing fans with quality NUFC-inspired clothing. Their range includes hoodies and t-shirts featuring Gordon, Tonali, Isak, and more. Keep your eyes open as they'll continue adding to the product line. The Magpie Store is a new store for a new dawn at Newcastle United. They could be found at www.themagpiestore.co.uk. Quote your exclusive code JSTV10 for 10% off each order. Please contact JSTV via email if you also like to join our partnership team as well. Thank you very much indeed. And let's go on to some more comments if I just find them in. Yeah, Dortmund SJP, our easiest game of the group. I'm mentally weak away from home. And HOWAY, long time no speak. So love to see you here. That's Ryan from Canada, for those who don't know. And please hit those likes and consider subscribing if you're new to the show. Super chats are available if you wish to donate. Join for only 99p. Etiteke, it's finally coming to the tune. But unfortunately, guys, with PSG.
Yeah, he's not going to get a good reception, is he?
Well, I don't think Lewis Enrique can play him at all. I really don't.
Apparently, West Ham were after him yesterday. I heard.
Yeah, that's the talk, isn't it?
I read that as well.
So he might become to St James's with West Ham rather than PSG.
Yeah, yeah, man. We don't want him now. We don't want him at all. So for me, I mean, what are the chances, Paul, of beating Dortmund? I mean, for me personally, I think they're the weakest out of the four. And look, at home they're strong, but away from home we can get them beat.
Yeah, I mean, like we're saying again, like, you know, the tactic that I think would work quite well is again just using that press and the pace that they use against them, like we did Aston Villa. You know, so as I was saying, like you can get in behind with Dortmund in particular, and you know when they've had defeats in the Champions League before that I've watched, that's where a lot of the goals have come from. You know, them getting caught, being up the pitch and stuff. So, and we, you know, on our day, we are unbelievable at that. Like we absolutely blow teams away sometimes. You know, so again, yeah, I would not be shocked to see that happen. And again, like you just don't know, you know, because if they're, you know, again, we don't know how, you know, if we're coming across them and they're still having like the same poor season and they are at home, again, if the crowd's already on top of them because they're having like a poor season, you know, and they're feeling that kind of negativity, you just don't know, you know, because players feed off the crowd. And if the crowd aren't completely behind them because they're not, and they're still not having a great season, again, you just don't know, you know, if you get that away goal or whatever, then, you know, then they're chasing the game and then you can catch them on the break. So there's chances there for definite, you know. And again, I mean, I don't know what exactly rough estimate of what usually gets you qualified, but if you get 6 points from those two games, that's, you know, that'd be pretty decent, wouldn't it?
Yeah, 100%. And you know what it is, right? I mean, you've got to win as much as you can. I mean, look, if he can get top 2, that'd be amazing. If he can get second, that'd be amazing. If he get third place, gets this Europa League. But we're concentrating on the Champions League first, and then see where it takes us. To get third, cool. But we're going to try and go for the top 2, because I truly believe the home games will probably see us through. And talking of that, let's go to talking AC Milan. They're number 1 as well, and they sold Sandro Tonali to us. I don't think Milan are very pleased about that at all whatsoever, and I don't think they'll probably do business with us for a long, long while yet. They have made some signings as well. Musa is good signing. Pulisic, Ruben Loftus-Cheek, Tijani Reines as well from Alkmaar as well. Luca Romero as well. They kept on to Theo Hernandez. He's a vice captain at the team. Origi could be on his way from Milan pretty soon, I believe. And the one player go watch out for, Ian, for me, is Mike Maignan, the French international number 1 keeper. For me, I think he's the best keeper in Europe. If we're going to beat Milan, we have to beat this guy.
Yeah, he's class, he's quality. I would probably say he's definitely up there with in the top 3 keepers in the world at the moment, and I think Milan are going to be the hardest test for us. To be fair, like across, I think they'll be harder than PSG. I might be wrong. It all depends on what Mbappe turns up. If he's in a paddy, if he's if somebody's upset him or something the day before, then we could be on a winner. But they've got some quality. Leao, he's an amazing player as well. So we'll just have to see. But again, it's none of these teams are going to want to come to St James's Park, are they? It'll be a cauldron in there. Whatever happens. So as long as we can get behind the team, war flags do the thing, and go at them from the word go at home, then we see what happens away.
Yeah, very, very true. And there's 2 more players I want to mention as well for Milan as well. Samuel Chukwueze as well. I never watched the guy play. I know he played for Real, but I never watched this guy played. I don't know anything about this guy, I'm not going to lie. But yes, he's scoring good goals and that for the Yellow Submarines in La Liga. But I'll watch him as well, because I do watch Italian football. And one guy, Paul, go watch out for, I mentioned Maignan as well. The outfield player for me is Rafael Leao. This guy has got turbo boost in his boots, man. And Kieran Trippier will have to stick like glue to this guy, because if he beats you, you're not going to catch him. That guy is one of the best wingers in the world.
Yeah, again, just what a player he is.
Amazing.
And I love Trippier. I'm not having a go, but Trippier does get caught at times in some of our games. He does get caught by pace at times.
True.
So it's one of those for definite where when we are playing them, I'm sure Eddie's no idiot, that we will be definitely focusing a lot on to try and stop him getting into the game as much as possible.
Anderson coming down that side, it's going to be a tough day.
Yeah, it's going to be be a busy one for trips. But again, like the thing that we need to work on as well, that because AC Milan as well like to do the block at times,
low block,
and this is the thing that we struggle against the most. When teams kind of do that against us, we just find it difficult to score when we're trying to get past that sort of system.
Breaking it down.
Yeah, and it's like Liverpool did that, and it just seemed to work. That lack of finishing and lack of that little bit lack of experience, kind of we fumbled that. So I think like we're saying, that Milan seems to be the hardest one, because again, like they'll be smart, and I'm pretty sure they'll probably they'll at least do some research on Newcastle and see like what does work and what doesn't work. And if they know that we struggle against that sort of system, that's what I mean. I'm not saying maybe not at home as much, but when they come to St James's Park, you're probably going to see a lot of that. And again, they'll probably try and hit us, again with that pace we were talking about. That's what they'll try to do to us, And again, we do struggle with that at times with some of the pace in that back four. Mm-hmm. And as we said, it is interesting. It'd be interesting to see how tomorrow goes, because I did wonder because Darren was there, and and I wondered whether a little spark went through when we got that group where he was like, I wonder how much we can get away with tomorrow with FFP. They might have had a little spark of like, what can we do, if anything? It'd be interesting, wouldn't it? Because they might be thinking about, we're playing some serious teams in that group, and maybe getting rid of Hayden and getting rid of Fraser and getting rid of some other little players that want big wages. Who knows? Maybe it does free up enough to be have a cheeky signing. You just don't know.
Yeah, absolutely. You mentioned there about Kieran Trippier, right? That Newcastle get caught. He's got another one. He's got a contender as well, not just Leo, Mbappe as well.
Yeah.
And that doesn't look good at all. Doesn't look good at all, does it, people? Do you know what I mean? But I tell you, he's got his job cut out as well. And all I can say is it's just good luck to Kieran. Do you know what I mean? But the thing is, right, I mean, I'm not gonna lie, but do you think, Ian, that Eddie Howe needs to change his tactics? Do you need to change, like, play three at the back? Or does he need to play a 4-2-3-1, just contend? Like, if you go 2-0 up, does he need to just change that? Like, what I'm saying is, you need to just hold on to what he's got and find a way to be adaptable.
I wouldn't go to 3 at the back because I really don't like us with 3 at the back. For me, it's not the system that we should play. We're better when we're on the front foot, and when we go 3 at the back, it's a defensive 3 at the back, not an attacking 3. It's a 5 at the back.
Got you.
So I definitely wouldn't go down that route. We're better off sticking to our own game plan. I know it was really disappointing against Liverpool, but for 80 minutes of the game, we completely dominated that game. All right, yeah, a lot of it were against 10 men, but we were against 10 men for a reason, and that was because we were dominating the game. And like the reason Van Dijk got sent off is because we were through on goal and just about to score, and he got a red card. From then on, a lack of experience, with us not finishing our chances, not being clinical, which is a problem, not getting the support, up to the front three, and definitely through the middle. That all cost us, but yeah, I think we stick to our tactics. I don't think he's going to change anything. We may go down the route of what we did last season against Arsenal, where we play a more sort of defensive 4-3-3 that you know what I mean, like where or like you say, we may go to a 4-2-3-1. I've been advocating the 4-2-3-1 for a while, and I think a lot of the time we do play that formation anyway. It's something that I'm sure Eddie's working on now, because it does seem we lack a bit of a plan B when like you say, we can't break teams down. But I think a lot of it isn't the tactics as much as I think it's players' experience. I really do. We've signed a lot of young players. They're playing in games against more experienced players, and these sort of games are going to be brilliant for them sort of learning. So maybe this season, maybe it doesn't work out for us this season like we'd want it to, but it'll all be added bonuses for the future, I think.
Yeah, absolutely right. That's a fantastic comment, Ian. It really is fantastic. So, I mean, and I hope we follow that as well. Ansu Fati going to Brighton, great signing for them. Bakayoko, the young lad from PSV, is in talks with Brentford. He was class against Rangers, a great signing if they get him. That's an Aaron. Ansu Fati, what a signing for Brighton. Big up to Brighton. I hope he doesn't play though. Even to you, Thomas.
Recently, did he have an ACL or something?
I think he did, actually.
Yeah. Didn't he? And but he was, like, from what I've seen of him before he got injured, he looks absolutely quite. He's absolutely rapid as well, isn't he? Really. That's what I remember about seeing him.
Yeah. Some play him for trying to get him on loan. That is fantastic. Why not come to us?
Yes.
But, Brian got there first. But there you go. We could beat any one of these teams at home. Enough to fear that we would about us. That's from Alan. I agree. Thomas, the Portugal son, returns. Cheers. I've got your message today. It's now been sorted. Hi, cheers, Thomas, bro. And yes, that's done, Leslie. All done. And go through names. Oh, Tom, so it does feel empty without the spanner. Yes, it does, but I have saved it, so I hope it comes up. I'll do it again. And that guy's a baller. I wanted him at City. You never know. If he does it at Brighton, then you never know. It would be a Bruno Tonali show in the group. I bet Eddie's already watching videos on them to understand how they play. Newcastle against all teams. Alan would be brilliant. I know you're right. This is being with Ian as well. John, could you hand Thomas a spanner, please? It's one of us. Yeah, that's gone through. I hope it goes through anyway, but I'll double check it as well. I agree. Feet at the back is no good. We have no pace defense. That is the problem at the back as well. No problem, no problem, no problem. Yeah, so on to Newcastle. Owen Hargreaves, right? I'll go with you, Paul, right? It was asked, he used to play for Man U, Man City, and Bayern Munich as well. It was asked if any of these group stage rivals will have wanted Newcastle to have been drawn against Newcastle in upon it, and he said no. I mean, they are such a brilliant side. The way they worked both on and off the ball, Eddie has done an amazing job to get this group of players into the Champions League, and I like the squad depth. He mentioned there, Paul, squad depth. Is it big enough or not yet?
I mean, it's definitely improved.
Yeah, I'll go with that.
100%. And again, like we are still, we're still going to be getting players back. So Willock will be coming back just after the international break. That'll be good. It sounds positive with Botman, so that's another positive. So that's good. And we still got like Livramento, who hasn't really come into the fore just yet, but because he's probably getting up to what the squad want. We got Lewis Hall, coming into the wings as well. So we have got decent depth more than we did. Yeah. Obviously you'd always want like a Man City bench because that's ridiculous. But again, it's still not a bad thing. Like when we see our bench now, at least we said this a few times where it's nice to see our first 11 when we're playing, let's say Liverpool, and we look at the bench and at least we can be like, well, he could change the game. He could change the game. It's a nice feeling to be like, we've got 4 or 5 players that could come on and like win the game for you in a second. And that's what to be a good team in the Champions League, you need that. You definitely need that. And obviously with, other cup competitions, we haven't had the best luck of draws recently. So, Man City gets drawn out in the Carabao Cup. But again, it depends on what Pep does in that game because Pep sometimes plays his kids in the Carabao Cup. He doesn't always play his best 11. But again, he probably might because it's Newcastle at St James's. So you never know with Pep sometimes. So that's a tough draw. And then we've obviously got a tough draw for the Champions League. So we are going to be using all those players, and we're going to need some. That the only worry for us, and I know a lot of fans worry about this. It's maybe not those players that worry people. It's more, and again, I'm not slagging them off, but because the lack of the quality drop is a bit of a push. If we're relying on people like, and again, I love Matt Ritchie, but again, if we're relying on players like that and Matt Targett who keeps getting caught at times, but we're relying on that sort of player sometimes if we're up against it with injuries or whatever, or we've got people who are tired, need a rest. That's where I worry because just that drop is a bit is a bit much for Champions League. It just is. So again, they've done good stuff for us in the past, but yeah, it'll be good when we have upgrades on those guys when we get when we do more years and get more funding and Adidas comes in with more money and so that'll be when we have the real depth of squad. But we still have decent. It's not like we have a terrible one.
Yeah, that's very, very true. Ian, Darren Niels has done an interview and he seems very, very chuffed as well. We'll contact one in a bit. Got on from Foxy. Hi, Foxy. Real low point for Scottish football. Rangers hammered yesterday. Abbey out to Hacken. Hearts out tonight. Hibs had no chance of Villa. But guess what? Celtic are in the Champions League. That's the thing. Yes. Yeah. And absolutely right. You know what it is, right, Ian? I mean, Darren Niels, I spoke to him on BBC Radio Newcastle and he spoke a lot of sense as well. This guy right, has done everything right at the club. Do you agree?
Yeah, I like Darren Eales. He speaks well. he's a real professional, and he says all the right things. And I think he's got the experience to definitely help us go to the next level. I liked his Mackham comment today as well.
Yeah, I did.
Brilliant. That's not going to do him any harm, is it, with the fan base? So yeah, no, he's quality. I really like watching him on all the podcasts that followed him out in America. Where they were doing the fans sort of talkings or whatever you were calling them. Where the fans meet and greet and all that. I think he says all the right things, and you can. It's not just lip service. He does mean it. He's right behind the team, so I think he's a real quality addition. I think the club's going in the right direction. Whatever happens this season, we've all said if we can have a good cup run, one of them, and for me, if we get top 5 would be amazing, obviously for obvious reasons. But even top 6, top 7, I think it's not the end of the world. But I think my prediction's 5th. So not that we're doing that now or anything, but I think we're on the right tracks, and he's the right man to sort of lead us.
Yeah, absolutely right. He is absolutely brilliant. He really is. And you know what it is, Darren Eales? He's a proper chief executive. You know what I mean? So he can teach Lee Charlie a thing or two. Never mind. We never take the Carbo Cup seriously, but I think Pep will put a good side against you because of the respect he has for you. Rather take the other 3 trophies. You know what? One thing I will say, just don't pick Phil Foden, man.
Good, going back on, you mentioned Charlie. I used to play cricket against him, him and his son played for a team that I played against. He was shit at cricket as well. Part of ball. Sorry, I just thought just with you mentioning him, I thought I'd never actually told anyone that really. So anyway, carry on.
No, it's fine. That's fine. That's it. No more word. Elsie, that's banned. Good words, Aaron. There, good words. I mean, Pep. Big up to Pep, by the way. That guy is so respectful, really respectful. Lads, on Saturday, if Danbo plays at centre back, who would you bring a left back for me? Has to be Lewis Hall if he's fit. You know what I mean? Target for me looks well after Pierce. Lewis Hall, I think he's got to be ready now, but we'll find out on Saturday. I wonder what the press are making it like to keep the build and like a Saturday the sports. Paul, what are those 3 paves to make it the draw of the day facing Newcastle? I'm sure they will respect us.
You'd think so, wouldn't you? Again, like we were all over the Italian papers when we were in for Tonali, and they were gutted to lose him. And it was all stuff, there's a lot of stuff about Newcastle there and like what we had done. Sky Sports were all over that, like how much, the papers were like, don't sell him. He's our next, our next big captain and this, that and the other. So they were gutted to lose him. So I think, again, I find it weird when some teams, not teams, but some fans label Newcastle as if we have like 0 history. Like, you've only got history now because you're rich and all this rubbish. And these people don't know anything about football. We do have a good history in football. We've done, we've been in Champions Leagues. We've been, I know it's a long time ago, but we have been in European competitions, and we've done well in them in the past. I know we're going back a bit, but we have been there, and we've, when it was the European Cup, like we got to the quarters, wasn't it, with Pardew? Was it quarters with him?
Yes, we did against Benfica. Anton is a nice one to forget. What was he doing with that pass? That's good.
So I'm not saying we have like a rich history, but we do have history, and people. If you told most players on the planet, have you heard of Alan Shearer? Have you heard of Paul Gascoigne? Peter Beardsley. These are players that every player would know, for definite. And St James Park's very famous as well. Again, they'll know about the stadium. Mbappe made that joke when Griezmann was he was our team, wasn't he? He was managing us. And he was joking with Mbappe about that, and Mbappe was like, "Isn't it really cold in Newcastle?" So people know about us. It's just
yeah,
so
absolutely.
we're not some small club who don't do anything.
Yeah. Ian, Franco Baresi used to be a Milan legend, absolute icon of San Siro. Right, he was just saying about Sandro Tonali, and he was asked about the draw, and also he was asked about Sandro Tonali. He said, "I think it's sad to face him so soon, but Sandro will receive the welcome he deserves. He left so recently, was loved by all the fans and his teammates, saw he would get the beating that he so richly deserved for San Siro." Bravo, Franco. Bravo. Yeah. And he's right, isn't he? Crazy.
Well, he'd hope so. I know there was a lot of hate aimed at us from the HG fans, and there still is a bit, and I'm sure there'll be more coming. But you would hope that would wouldn't be replicated to him, because they accepted a bid. Once they accept a bid, then it's game on. He's got to make a decision. So yeah, I hope so. He seems like a really good bloke. So you would think so, but we'll see.
Yeah, and the thing is, well, he added as well, Paul. I mean, I'll get it up as well. He added as well, and he's asked about the draw, and he said, "We knew that from pot 3 it would be unlikely to go well, and it could have gone better. Certainly, it is a competitive group, and it's exciting to face these teams." And that's what Bruce said to Sky Sports Italia. "We must remember that Milan are Milan. We must always be ambitious, show that we believe in ourselves, and I know we can beat these opponents. Milan are what they are, and what they will be. Let us also not forget we've also achieved the last 2 years. So Milan know it's a strong group, but with all due respect, we doubt that others are happy to be facing Milan either." I'll tell you, that's strong words there from Baresi, man.
Yeah, I mean, that's it, isn't it? That I think all four teams would be thinking the same thing, that no one's going to be happy playing us. Like, I'm sure PSG are thinking that. I'm sure Dortmund are thinking that as well.
Yeah.
So they're all going to be thinking like, we're a big team, and no one's going to want to come to us because we can have an atmosphere, and we've had big nights at our ground. So again, it's an exciting group, isn't it? Really, there's it could be that every game's really entertaining and exciting, or sometimes they do overhype these things, and they could all be terrible 1-0s and just really boring. But as long as we win them all 1-0, I don't care.
Yeah, exactly.
100%. Totally agree. And Darren Leals, we're going to wrap up the first show very soon, but Darren Leals has come out as well when the draw was cleared. He said it's a group of death, isn't it? Tongue in cheek. And then and he also added as well that it's going to be exciting. PSG are football royalty, Dortmund are amazing, and both fan bases will bond with each other. But the first Champions League night where the music is played will be really special. We are really excited. 20 years is a long time, not been in Champions League, and this something from a great season last term. We're not just here to make up the numbers. We want to compete on all fronts. Well said, Darren Leals. He is absolutely right, Ian.
I don't know whether I agree with PSG being football royalty. They didn't exist that long ago, did they? So anyway, no, I know what he's getting at. He's being very polite, and I think going back to the statement before, where Baresi or whoever it was, I've not seen that, by the way, but where he said, AC Milan are AC Milan, and they should revel in it, and they're a big team, and they'll beat all these teams. It's the group of death, and it's called that for a reason. Like, people are calling it because every team can beat every other team, and it's a hard group. And we've got to go along that same route of thinking. We've got good players. We've on paper you may say that some of the teams in the group have got better players, but I like we've said a lot tonight. We'll give them all a game. So Darren Eales is saying what he should say to toes the party line. He's very clever, isn't he? But yeah, I'm not. The more I think about it, the more I think this actually takes the pressure off us, because everybody outside of the team thinks that we're going out and getting nothing coming forth. We could put the cat among the pigeons if we get a few wins, early doors. like, you know what I mean? Take a few points at home, get a few wins, and then see other people bottling it. You know what I mean? So we'll see.
We'll see what happens on that as well. And last thing as well, guys, as well. I'll start with you, Paul. Newcastle, Milan, PSG, Dortmund. Where do you think Newcastle's going to end up finishing?
I
put it on the spot now, haven't I?
You know what? we like being positive on this channel.
Yeah.
I would say, why not? We're going to finish second in the group and qualify.
Cool.
Maybe not top. Maybe not top. I'm not going to go mad, but I reckon if results go how they could, and like I said, the quality of the other teams could cause draws or whatever. We could pick up that lucky win or whatever, have that special night at St. James's Park or whatever. And yeah, why not? We could finish second and still qualify.
Brilliant stuff. And Ian?
Second, I think.
Fair enough. I'm going to say borderline second, possibly third, but we'll see what happens as well. And decides to be positive as well. So we'll go second. We'll go second. And second on top, bring it on. And everyone has switched us off already. We sit quiet and go with it. Love the group to draw. I wanted it. So yeah, let's go for it. Big up to Anta as well. IJB, fantastic draw. Bring it on. Less than fear us. Dortmund, Newcastle, Milan, PSG in that order. That will be fantastic.
PSG bottom.
PSG bottom. I can't see it, but you never know. Thanks to the great chatters. Thank you, Les, as well. We're going to wrap up the show there, guys. And thanks for coming on. And Ian, where can we find you? What you got coming up, man?
Just on Facebook. I'm not nothing really. Just pop in and out. I'll come back on in a few weeks if you want me back on. Not a problem. We'll enjoy with you, John. And no, I keep my head down. I'm not on Twitter anymore because I don't like Twitter or X, whatever it's called. So you'll probably find me on here or maybe another channel if there's a fans forum walking around.
Fantastic stuff. Thank you very much indeed. And Paul, where can we find you, man? And what are you doing this weekend?
Yeah, so normally with reviews and all those sort of things with you, John, as usual. So those sort of things, and Twitter again, lots of kind, whatever it is, X, sorry, Elon. Lots of very kind people have been following me on there and being very nice. So it's that blank canvas PC if you really wish to do that. And lots of very kind people for this channel have. They've been very polite and very nice. So thank you very much. Much appreciated. This weekend it's Brighton, right?
Brighton, yes.
Yeah, I'll be at Brighton. So
cool.
Looking forward to that.
I'll be there as well.
Yeah.
I can't wait for it as well. And I should be there as well, doing me vlog as well. I'll be there tomorrow night as I speak.
I'm jealous.
I know. Sorry, Ian.
Well, I'll not be there.
Sorry, but it's easy to get tickets now, by the way. But it's you just got to do it right. But you still got to be a season ticket, by the way, and then just go on the ballot. And thanks, Alan. Thanks, Leslie. And thanks. Take care to Aaron as well, and to using the Carabao Cup as well. Looking forward to that game as well. And guys, thank you very much for watching the Champions League reaction show. I hope you enjoyed the show, and if you like what you watch, make sure you like and subscribe. I'll be doing the matchday vlog on Saturday from the Amex. Keep your eyes out for that, and I'll be doing a little video as well tomorrow night as well. Even from there late, I'm going to do a video along the way, so I have to say that as well. And we're qualified for the best league in football history, not Farmers League. And I'll just leave it there as well. But guys, like and subscribe, and until then, how we the lads?